So when I finished the last video, what happened was I put the thing together and I forgot to put in a couple of these parts. So now I put those parts in, and when I got them in, the warning wheel still wasn't lined up where I needed it to go. So I had to take it apart a third time and put the warning wheel right where I wanted it. And I did it without tape this time, and I got it in. So I think everything's working good. So if I move this mainspring, you can see that the time side is spinning, the escape wheel is spinning freely, and if I do this here, it should work in similar fashion. Okay, yeah, the stop wheel is stopping it. So everything is where I want it to be, which is good. So one of the things that the book tells you to do is when it says leave the warning wheel to last, reassemble the clock, and then adjust the warning wheel by taking a plate spreader, this tool here, and spreading the plates, and taking the fan wheel out and turning the warning wheel to the position you want, and then put the fan wheel back in. But in my experience, that doesn't work too good. It's very dangerous, because look at the thickness of these plates. In order to expand these plates and open them, you have to remove all of these except for one, and they're not very pliable. On a movement with thin plates, I use this plate spreader, but I wouldn't use it on a French movement with thick plates. I just don't trust it. And what's happened to me is it slipped off, and it smashed down and broke the pivot off usually the fan wheel. So when you have a broken pivot well that small, I can't repair those even with my lathe. It would be quite a job on something that small. Not so bad of a job on a big wheel, but on a tiny wheel like these French movements, replacing a pivot is really hard to do. So I find that too dangerous. So what I'd rather do is take the top off, locate it where I want, and do it over and over as many times as necessary. And there's no danger in bending the pivots by locating them, because I only allow the pressure, the weight of the plate when I'm locating the pivots with my tweezers. I only use the weight of this. I don't press down on this. And then I locate them, and then when they're in, I put a pin in, or if it's a screw down type, I screw it down a little tighter, little tighter, little tighter every time I get something in. I screw it down a little tighter until I get the last one in. So right now everything is in place. It's just a matter of me now reassembling some of the other parts of the clock and do some testing.